speeding?
Hey there, it's Lee. How you doing? It is the daily briefing for Tuesday, May 9th. If I'm dressed the same as yesterday, well, I explained it yesterday. Go back and watch that one because it's got good stuff on time management. I'm not going to go into a whole big thing. I'm just going to remind you I'm more active in the forums. I want you to be more active in the forums. Let's figure out some ways to get you smarter about journalism in only 5-10 minutes a day. Even if you spend 5-10 minutes a day on the forums watching these daily briefings, I think you're going to learn a lot. We have some questions. Let me handle them. And of course, I've lost the questions. 1 second. Here we go. Teresa sent in a bunch of questions, so we're going to ask those. Okay, first question. Are images in the public domain, such as Twitter or Pinterest, allowed to be copied and pasted to blogs? So first off, I don't know what the public domain means to you. I am not a lawyer, but you're probably using the term wrong. But I'll tell you this. If something is in a tweet, I feel very comfortable putting it on a blog. Now, that doesn't mean the image isn't stolen from somebody else, but if something's in a tweet, I feel that if I'm republishing it and I don't know it's stolen for sure, I'm okay just embedding that tweet into a blog. And we talk about doing that in the the WordPress Learner's Permit. Concerning intellectual property, is the content of a published blog considered a property of a blogger? I'm not a lawyer. Under U.S. copyright law, my understanding, you don't have to do anything to copyright something. This is my understanding as a layman. When you write something, it's your copyright. Putting copyright grants you some degree more if it comes down to court, but in these future questions, let me get to that. What types of repercussions or defensive actions can one take to protect intellectual property? Almost none. Reality. I am not a lawyer, but if somebody steals your work, there's very little you can do about it. The first thing I would do is write to them and go, you've taken my work. I would at least ask for a link back or credit. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If somebody's stealing your work, it's probably good because they like your work. But, and often if you contact, for instance, I had the YouTube channel that people thought was mine with all the periscopes of mine. I didn't put up that YouTube channel. It was a fan of mine who put up that YouTube channel. So as soon as I found out that this person was taking my Periscope videos and putting them on a channel, I contacted them and thanked them. Because it was awesome that they were doing that. I was getting a lot of views. And they were totally cool and everything else. So I took it as a huge compliment. I hope that makes sense, but I really did. And now they're working with us, though. Justin's awesome. Thanks, Justin. Okay, next. If someone plagiarizes or distorts the message of the author's material, what can be done to correct the situation? Have I mentioned I'm not a lawyer? Plagiarizing and distorting the message of an author are two different things. I can distort your message. In other words, if I misquote you, I think that should be illegal. Because I can interpret your work. Does that make sense? In other words, I think everybody's got the right to interpret work. And you can't sue somebody for being dishonest. You can just point it out. Plagiarize is something different. And again, I'd go back to the first one. I'm not a lawyer, but I'd contact the person. Finally, in the current culture that includes kill the messenger and where alternative media is alienated, how does a writer overcome fear and safely publish? How do you jump off a diving board? Right? I cannot do a lesson on how to jump off a diving board. You climb up the diving board, you walk to the end, you look down, hopefully there's water in the pool. And then at a certain point, you either jump off the diving board or you don't jump off the diving board. Everybody's seen people go up on a diving board, walk to the end, and then go, I think I'm gonna go back down. At the end of the day, hitting publish is an act of bravery. So, if you don't get brave enough to publish something, be gentle on yourself. Beating yourself up because you didn't jump off the diving board won't help you jump off the diving board. You just weren't ready. So don't be overly harsh on yourself. But you walked up there for a reason. You walked to the end of the diving board for a reason. You wrote the blog post for a reason. You wanted to publish it. What you're perceiving as fear, someone else might consider excitement. I get excited when I'm about to publish a story. I'm excited. I could interpret that same feeling as fear, that weird, nervous, pit of the stomach feeling. But again, be gentle with yourself, because it's an act of bravery. And the fact that you went through, a lot of people don't even walk up the diving board. A lot of people don't climb up to the top. A lot of people don't go to the edge. A lot of people just look at other people, and they never, ever climb up the diving board. There are lots of people who never, ever write anything. Now, maybe you're one of those people. Be gentle with yourself. But at the end of the day, you wrote it for a reason. Hit publish. Your worst fears probably won't happen. Unless you're lying about somebody and worried about getting sued or something like that, in which case, don't do that. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but be honest. Honesty is the best policy. And at the end of the day, just hit publish and realize that at no point here did I tell you that if you hit publish, everything's going to be okay. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that everything's going to be okay. I can't tell you you're not going to get criticized or hassled or doxxed or get people angry at you or get people threatening to sue you or get somebody suing you or get somebody threatening your loved ones or get somebody revealing embarrassing details about you. Every single thing I just said has happened to me. Every single thing I just said. But I keep hitting publish. Right? And that's it. At no point, I want to be very clear, at no point did I tell you everything's going to be okay. Because I can't tell you that. And at no point can I tell you if you jump off the diving board, you won't lean wrong and land on your belly, and that hurts, by the way. That hurts a lot. In fact, it might worse than hurt. You might hit the water bad and drown, and all sorts of things might happen. Those things happen every day. Your worst fears probably won't happen. And if they do, and you live through them, then your worst fear didn't kill you. Does that make sense? So that's it. So I can't tell you everything's going to be okay if you hit publish. I just can't. Legally, I definitely can't, because I'm not a lawyer. But I can tell you that at the end of the day, as difficult as journalism is, and as miserable a profession as it can be, and that I've been through all of that. I've been sued, I've been doxxed, I've had members of my family threatened, I've had tragedies in my life made fun of. At the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. That's it. At the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. At the end of the day, I'm doing work that I'm proud of. At the end of the day, I'm doing work that helps me sleep at night. And if you're pursuing it for the right reasons and you're conscientious and you have some principles, you'll feel the same way. And that's what I can tell you. Till next time, I'm Lee Stranahan.